For the past several months, Belize's participation in soccer at the regional and international levels has been somewhat minimal. Since losing in the fourth round of World Cup qualifiers to Canada in September of last year, all things Jaguars have seemingly been placed on the back burner. Gone are the halcyon days of working together as a team to achieve a common goal. Along with them are players on the national team who have returned to their respective clubs. What the Football Federation of Belize has now become is a house divided, and boiling over is a bitter internal struggle among executives within that body.
According to the letter that the executive members had sent me, they are complaining of me making more decisions on my own than not involving them. Secondly, they're saying that the election process that has been held is not fair. Thirdly, they're saying that I'm awarding contracts to individuals without their input. And let me address the issues that they have made, the complaints that they have made. We have to separate what is executive decision from what is administrative decisions.
Contracts were being awarded, we had no input whatsoever, and then it's led to the fiasco with the field not being passed. All along, while we would go up there, we would show the president, look, this field isn't going to be ready. We have to do something about it. And he never took our advice. So at that point, when the Bonopan bandits could not represent Belize anymore, or at all, we decided that as an executive, the three of us, that we would resign en masse. Before that, he had tried to get three of us suspended, but the Congress did not go for it.
Those executives include Cruz Gamez, Sergio Chuk, and Marlon Quilin. Since then, that trifecta has been at odds with their president. All of the issues mentioned previously came to a head Thursday at the headquarters in Belmopan.
There was a meeting called by the executive, which they had asked for, but it was erroneously written. It was not properly written. Because in the request, when you're requesting a meeting from the president, you got to give the president 21 days. Within those 21 days, the president must call the meeting. They sent a request with the date and time of the meeting, and as well as the agenda of the meeting. That is wrong. You cannot do that. So you've taken away my powers to set the time and date of the meeting. And so we had an executive discussion where these three members said, we have the power to suspend you. I said, we're going to suspend you. So I told them, no, I'm not going to accept any suspension from you.
Yeah, the first meeting was the executive committee meeting on 2 points, about the updates of the election and the suspension of one of the members.
Now, we understand that member is the president himself, yourself now being, you are the first vice president. Mm-hmm. Did that vote go through?
Yeah, the vote went through. However, at this stage, we're still looking after legal interpretation.
At that meeting, it was decided that the suspension cannot go because the article that has been quoted is not the correct article. You cannot suspend the president. Right? So it is important for them to understand that. So that was thrown out.
Why are they moving to suspend you?
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Annie. Election is here. Election is here. And these guys have realized that they cannot win an election running against me. I am a force to reckon with when it comes to football.
According to FFB executive Marlon Quilin, the ongoing election of District Association representatives is being sabotaged to allow for endorsement of incumbents as opposed to the election of new officers.
A lot of the districts right now, endorsements are happening again. Before that happened, I personally wrote to the General Secretary and I voiced my displeasure. And I told him that he has his own interpretation of the code. We have an interpretation that before we go to these elections, we should get legal advice. He did not think, he thought that he told me that I was interfering, that I had no right, and they still went ahead with the plan. So we decided, you know what, We have to do something about this.
They cannot handle. And they have gone from Toledo to Corozal asking for support. And they've been told, Mr. Vicente is doing a good job, we'll keep him there. And they cannot handle that. So they want to go into election now without me as their opposition. So it is convenient for them now to suspend me. Why not suspend me 2 years ago? Since you were not happy with the way I'm running the federation, you could have suspended me then. So why wait 6 weeks to elections to suspend me?
At the end of the day, we decided that we will seek the legal advice from the legal advisor to the federation, and Mr. Vicente will now call the legal advisor for CONCACAF and for FIFA, and they will give a written interpretation as quick as possible. Okay. And then from there we move on.
Mr. Chuk and the others are obsessed with the presidency of the federation. Why? It begs the question. And so I'm calling on everyone to find out why they are so obsessed with the presidency of the federation. There must be something, there must be some underlining thing with them why they want it so badly. If you want to beat me at election, man, election is here. Come against me at election and let's see who is the better man for the position. I mean, the election is free, the election is open. You come against me and I guarantee them that I will beat them at election day.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.